Given X's middling popularity, if this video does well, let's say I'll believe in God. Hello and welcome back to another Gunpla review. Today we're taking a look at the high-grade After War Gundam XX from Gundam X. Okay, getting into the articulation, this might be a little fiddly for me to record on my end because, yeah, the satellite cannon really sticks out the back, but anyway, the head's on the standard barbell polycap, so it can look down that far, up that far, get a little bit of tilt side to side. I think it can get a full rotation, but given how many fins are on this thing, I don't really want to risk it. Shoulders are on a forward-facing hinge, as well as a ball joint. Good range. It does bump against the backpack a little bit, but not too bad. Shoulder can move out for more than 90 degrees. There is a rotation at the bicep. It's very tight on mine. Double jointed elbow for a full bend, and as always, the wrists are on a ball joint. All the articulation in the satellite cannon is going to be shown off when I actually show that off proper later in the review, so we're skipping it for now. The waist has a ball joint, as well as another ball joint up in the midsection, though mine's kind of weird. You can see it's kind of off to the side, and I straighten it up again, and it just goes back over. I don't know why it's doing that, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Even with just the bottom ball joint, you still have a really good range in the waist. Then the front skirts are ball jointed. They are connected, but easy to split. The side skirts are on the standard polycap for these sort of things, so up a bit and swivel. The back skirt is, as usual, solid. The hips have the fairly standard side-to-side rock, as well as universal joints for the hips themselves, so you get pretty much as high of a kick as you want. Though that does come at the cost of the hips feeling a little low on the suit. It's hidden well with the hip skirt, but it does look a little bit awkward. Then there's a thigh swivel, though because of the armor it only gets 180 degrees. Then there's a full bend at the knee. The ankle guards are attached onto a ball joint on the outside of the ankles, so they don't get in the way at all of being able to go back this far, or forward this far, or to the side that far. So really the XX has pretty much perfect articulation. I mean, there could be a little bit more in the neck or the midsection, but that's not really a big deal for a mobile suit. Now, moving on to accessories, let's start off with the sticker sheet, and by extension, as always, color correction. And, yeah, it's a bit of a big one. In fact, you can almost see my face in it, it's so massive. Yeah, to be fair, most of this is for the satellite cannon, but... So yeah, you get the eye, head cameras, cameras for the satellite cannon. This is all for the satellite cannon. That is the forehead gem, because for some reason they didn't bother separating that. You get all three of the red triangles. These are for the shins. These are for use behind the clear on the chest, which we'll get into, and this is for the rifle. So, getting into the color correction properly, and this is going to take a while. First off, yeah, the head needs a pretty decent amount. Little bits of black here and there on the vents and stuff, but yeah, the forehead gem, the cameras, and the eyes, which do have stickers, but if you want to paint them. Then the chest, you need to paint all four of the Vulcans, the black in the vents. I did silver behind this, but you can't just use the stickers. Probably won't look as good because they don't cover the sides, but still an option. The only thing on the arms is the gold on these panels. They're yellow plastic, so you don't have to paint them, but if you want them to match, yeah, they're supposed to be gold. A little bit of black here on the skirt, black on the side of the back skirt, as well as these three triangles, if you want to paint them. The black on the top of the shin and the side of the shin, the black and yellow on the vents, though you do get stickers, black on the ankles, as well as in this little side thruster, and the black and yellow on the foot thruster. You also have to paint the gray pistons on the top of the foot, as well as the blue on the back. And just like the arms, you need to paint the gold on these panels as well. Then moving on to the satellite cannon, these blocks that attach on need to be painted in gray. They come in dark blue. It's not a huge deal, but it isn't accurate. Then the backs of the cannons themselves need gray with black on the inside. Same thing for inside the actual barrels themselves. These black on the inside with a gray trim. These need black in them, but they're inlaid, so it's easy. And the camera here, and there's another camera up in the shoulder, but those both have stickers, not a big deal. Then with the accessories, you get the shield, which is quite a funky design, but I do quite like it. And yeah, you have to paint the gray on the inside of this. Not a huge deal or anything, but yeah. Also, yeah, this white bar across is supposed to be white. I checked in the actual anime. It's an odd choice, but whatever. And the last thing that needs paint, the beam rifle, which you do get stickers for the blue, but then the gray on the back here still needs to be painted anyway, so as well paint it. I will give them credit for at least molding it in white, so that's not a complete nightmare to paint. And also, you can notice the trigger finger hand, which the actual trigger finger itself is molded on with the rest of the fingers, not the back cap, which is an odd choice, but it looks fine, so whatever. And yeah, there's no reason to ever take it off, so I just left it on. And of course you get two holding hands, which hold the two beam sabers, stored here on the side skirts, which actually have unique beam effects, which aren't quite as long as the new really thin ones, but they're almost as long as that, and I mean, that looks gorgeous. And yeah, you do have to plug it in a certain way so that the slant matches up, but held in nice and secure. This is hard plastic, so do be careful with them. And I don't really need to show this in the hand, do I? I mean, it has a fold guard, you don't have to worry about it falling out, and it's the same size as the hole, so it doesn't wiggle or anything. Besides, we need to show off the satellite cannon yet, and this is already long enough. So yeah, let's try and match the show, kind of. Bring these forward, flip the cannons up, bring them back, fold these panels down, and then fold this one down, bring it forward again. Same thing on the other side, then you slide the barrels up, and fold them down, and be very careful not to catch on the V-fins, because yeah, those are thin plastic, and you bring out the main camera on them, which is actually fairly tight and a little bit annoying to do, but it's not very easy to do this on camera. Also, I've taken the liberty of actually attaching the rifle and shield on, because I want to show off you can actually do this with them. And you flip out these panels and just sort of hook your nail under this one, fold them both out like that. Obviously, same on the other side. And then for the legs, you flip this one up, and flip that one up. None of the fun automatic movement that you get out of the arm. And I've taken the liberty of setting it up on an action base, not included, so that you can get an idea of the full effect. And I have to say, the full effect is quite nice. This is a really good looking suit, once you put in the effort to actually, you know, get it fully color correct anyway. I will say painting the gold on the back panels was not fun. And as for a quick size comparison, the XX itself isn't super tall for a mobile suit, but the satellite cannon definitely adds quite a bit of height. I do want to mention quickly before we wrap things up, apparently the hinges on the back, wings, let's call them, wear out fairly quickly, so don't play with it too much. I haven't had any problems with them yet, but don't say I didn't warn you. Anyway, so to wrap this review up, the engineering of this kit is great. Color separation, not so much. I had to put a lot of work into color correcting this, and even with, you know, Gundam markers and the stickers, it's still gonna take a little while, but I mean, I am biased because I really like Gundam X, but I like this kit, and as long as you don't mind putting in a bit of work, I'd say pick it up. Anyway, that's all for this review. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, helps a lot. Subscribe and hit the bell for future reviews. Go follow me on Twitter for updates, and consider supporting me on Patreon so I can keep making reviews just like this one. And as always, until next time, happy building.